Breaking news that we've been following, possibly two separate incidents that IMPD tweeted recently. They're investigating an officer-involved shooting on the west side.
Now that came out, so we're reaching out to see if a shooting is connected to the shooting we've been following here near 46 and Emerson Avenue. Anna Chalker has been on that scene. And Anna, I know you've been waiting for new information. Any luck?
We will be getting that here in just a few seconds. We will be bringing the PIO up in just a moment to get that information, but still no new information right now. Like we've been saying, the investigation here at this home behind us on Ritter Avenue, family and investigators back here still figuring out. But what we do know, around 7:20 this morning, officers responded here to this home on Ritter Avenue for a report of a person shot. When they got here, they found a woman with gunshot wounds. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition, still figuring out information on suspects. More information on that as well, but we are hoping to bring the PIO here on in just a moment. We are getting more information from him, hopefully, on this scene. And like you mentioned, we've been talking about the officer-involved shooting that IMPD tweeted out about just a few minutes ago, working to find out if these two are connected in any way on that as well. Once we get that information, we'll be able to figure that out here soon. But we are still, again, waiting for that new information here. Once we get that, if we can bring the PIO on, I don't know if he is ready yet. We are trying to figure that out. If we can bring him on live now, that would be good. So if we can bring him out, if he is good, then we can go ahead and start this now. And here is Officer Tommy Thompson.
IMPD PIO, Tommy Thompson, Tommy Thompson. On Thursday at approximately 7:20 a.m., IMPD East District officers were dispatched to the 4800 block of North Ritter Ave on a report of a person shot. East District officers arrived on scene, and when they did, they located an adult female with injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. That female was transported to an area hospital in critical condition. Officers on scene were able to quickly gather information on the suspect, as well as the suspect vehicle that he fled in. That suspect vehicle information was dispatched to other districts. Several districts began trying to locate that vehicle and that suspect, and IMPD North District officers shortly thereafter did locate that vehicle, and a short vehicle pursuit took place. And that suspect is believed to have fired shots at officers during that pursuit. Officers then, upon the termination of that pursuit, it is believed that the IMPD and at least one officer was involved in an officer-involved shooting. No officers were injured, and that suspect was taken to an area hospital in critical condition. We will have further updates at another location at that apprehension site in the following hour. At this time, we have to remember the community. Here you see the Marion County Indianapolis Forensic Services Agency behind me assisting. You have detectives on scene, you have officers on scene. Traumatic day, EMS, anyone who responded, if fire responded. These are tragic incidents. And then you take that deeper and you think about the heart and soul of this street, this community, and what these individuals, this community members are going through. This is horrific and tragic for them. Using a firearm again to try and solve some type of conflict, and we continue to talk about conflict resolution. We have to do better. I know there are other circumstances to this incident that we will try to look into and speak upon later. But at this time, I cannot thank those officers enough and the great work they did. And that should be highlighted, that we continue to work to keep this community safe, even amidst taking shots from a suspect. I have nothing else at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. And like you heard from Officer Tommy Thompson just there, that officer-involved shooting is connected to that shooting here on Ritter Avenue, that suspect firing shots at officers as they were driving away, and then they were shot by an officer, taken to the hospital in critical condition. Once we get updates from that second scene over there, we will have that for you at WTHR.com.
All right, thank you, Anna. And I know that you just said this, but we've heard a lot of information in the last 3 minutes or so. So just to connect the dots, we talked about an officer-involved shooting in the beginning. It sounds like that stemmed from the police chase from this woman that was critically injured at the scene that you are at. And so those are connected. We'll get more information about what police are asking the public for in their investigation so far as we learn more this morning.
And you know that IMPD just hates to have to talk about an involved officer shooting, but it sounds like there were no injuries that involved officers at all. The suspect in this case, though, was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And that address of that second location?
So that 32nd Street will be closed from Clifton Street until the dead end by MLK. That's information just from the IMPD's Twitter account. For the next several hours, they say, as they investigate. They were on the scene of the 900 block area of 32nd Street. I know it's a lot of street names and a lot of different scenes, so that information is online. But mostly what you need to know is that 32nd Street stretch will be closed.
All right. Well, we obviously still have a lot of information to gather as this is a developing story. We'll keep you updated online and here on air.